Hello! So last time we were able to talk about Matt's pin collection, I thought I'd show you guys my collection this time, which is coffee mugs. So I want to start with the OG, the original mug, really the first mug I've ever bought for myself. And it was at Disney World in 2010 when I took a Citrus weekend with my sister. But as you can see, it is Mickey, who is trying to keep his eyelids open. And on the back it says, "Some mornings are rough." So I wanted it because I got a matching one with my mom that was mini that says, "Some mornings aren't pretty," or said mornings aren't pretty, and I thought that was really fun. The next one on my list, these won't go in chronological order from when I purchased them. They're just ones I really like. The most recent one that was purchased for me by Matt was on our honeymoon when we were on our Disney cruise line. So we have little Chip and Dale here on both sides. I love this one. You can also kind of see that it's small. I have a thing about how big things are, and I have to be able to at least fit one finger in here. I preferably like two fingers in here, but I can't. It's too small. Well, it's a small guy for size comparison. Here's my big guy. My second most favorite one, I gotta say. My most favorite one you'll see in a little while, but my second most favorite one, I got Genie. Look how amazing he is. He's got the smile and they got the earring under his ear, and on the back they have his lamp. I love this thing. Next up is a find from the Character Warehouse down in Orlando. While we were down there, we were able to find these wonderful Edna Mode mug. Now this is a mug and saucer. Hardly any of them ever come with a saucer. The best part is the saucer says, "My way or the runway," which I kind of love a lot. So it's a weird shape. I'm a big fan of the weird shapes. I like them. I have three things that every mug has to be. You have to be able to hold it easily. You have to be able to, it has to hold a good amount of coffee. And most importantly, it has to be able to be cleaned. There's quite a lot out there that they're like cool shapes, but they're not easy to clean. One of them was a Stitch one that Matt actually we showed. I'll link the moment in the video down below with the timestamp. Where we saw one of the mugs at Port Orleans Riverside, and he loves Stitch, but this particular one, there was no way we were going to be able to clean it. Next up is what I got for Mother's Day last year. This is from Matt. He got me a Robin Hood and Little John from Robin Hood mug. Now this is a whole series, and eventually I would like to get this whole series. I wanted to get the Hook one for a little while. They had a Peter Pan and Hook one. I would eventually like to get this whole series. They have them out periodically. You can always check the website. This one I got in 2010 when I was down in Orlando with my sister as well. And this began my love of the Disney villains. So it says, "You're wicked awesome," which I really, really thought was cute. It's all the villains though. It's a great handle, especially for me. I kind of have a big hand. But yeah, nice amount of stuff. Next up, you're going to see kind of a few of these. I'm a big fan of Chip and Dale. I used to have one back in the day, but Matt broke it. So he felt bad, so he bought me this one. So this one is another fun mug. I tend not to use this one just because their hands are 3D. You can kind of see their hands are all kind of out there. This one is already chipped and cracked a little bit, because they are out there, so it makes them a little bit more delicate to clean. Another Chip and Dale mug. Like I said, you're going to see a lot of these because I love Chip and Dale. They remind me, the reason I love Chip and Dale is because it reminds me of me and my sister always getting into shenanigans when we were kids. But we have this one on the other side. It says, "Live Out Loud." I gotta say, this is one of my favorite mugs. I love it so much. For the longest time, this was a parks only mug where it could only be found in Magic Kingdom. And then slowly they started rolling it out to other portions of the park. Now this is the front And then the back is not really much. This is just, it's a fun mug to have. I love this mug. And honestly, this mug, I think, more than the other ones, this is kind of a left-hander mug where the front of the mug is facing away from the person, whereas a good portion of the other mugs are right-hander mugs. So right hand, left hand. And so I really also enjoy that about this too, is that I've gifted this to some of my left-hander friends, and they've always appreciated that, you know, people can see what they're drinking instead of it constantly just, you know, like this one would be in your face when you're drinking. So there's that. This next one is from a set that we saw back in 2016, and I really wanted it, but it's supposed to be like a father-son type of mug, and we didn't get a chance to find the small one. We found this at the Character Outlet though this year, and so Matt had to pick it up. But this is the father version. The son version is really tiny. But this one says, "Crushes Big Dude Surfing Company." And the other side says, "Righteous! Righteous!" So the other one is about half this size, about this big. And it says, "Squirts Little Dude Surf Shop," which I thought was really cute for the set. This one was gifted to me for Christmas by Matt. You'll notice most of these were purchased by my husband. This one, though, I never use as a coffee mug because it's just so dang big. Yeah, this wonderful Baymax mug. Look how big this guy is. And what I love about this one is that on the inside, you have your coffee levels on when you get happy to sad. So if your coffee mug is pretty full, you're probably still pretty sad, and then it gets happier as you empty the cup. I use this as a soup mug primarily because it is well, it's enormous, and I don't even know if I can drink this amount of coffee in one sitting. But I love that in the very back it has a piece of Scotch tape, just like Baymax will be wearing. This is a favorite though. I really like this one. I am entirely obsessed by the baby princesses because how stinking cute are these guys? They are so cute. I mean, I'm looking in the monitor while I'm doing this, but look how stinking cute these guys are. I mean, and I like it because it's kind of hard to see, but it's speckled. And you can't really feel the speckles, but it's like soft, almost matte. And it's like this really pretty, like almost a robin's egg blue. But look at those guys. Oh, oh. So cute. And so this inside. So yeah, I love this one a lot. I purchased this one myself because I saw it and I had to pick it up. This one's very, 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 very special to me. I am obsessed with Hocus Pocus. I've watched it probably 250 times. Probably more than that, honestly. Closer probably to 500 or 600 times. We were watching on repeat for months on end while we were trying to recreate the outfits. Back when we only had a VHS tape of it. And then a DVD. Now that they've just done the re-release, then Blu-ray. Oh, the details! Now I want to redo it all over again. But I'm obsessed with Hocus Pocus, and my husband knows this. So for my birthday this year, he called up some favors, and he had people go into the parks to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, specifically to get this mug for me. This mug is a Hocus Pocus party potion mug for the 25 years of Hocus Pocus. Oh, I love it so much. It's got the feet, like it sits on its feet. It's got a huge handle. It's wonderful on the inside, it's just clean on the inside. And it's amazing. I love it so much. I know it's kind of silly. I get a little interested in mugs like this, but I really like mugs. I like things that are useful, dang it, and mugs are always useful. They're always, I mean, having as many as I do, probably not super useful, but very useful. Okay. We got this this year, in 2019 in February, and this comes in a series. There are multiple different princesses that all have something on here, but this is Belle's, and it kind of summed up what we're going for, and that's just I want adventure in the great wide somewhere. So I had to buy it. It's like the moment I saw it, I was like, buying it. And then the very back has, of course, the roses and the books. So I really like too. And it kind of looks like a tin can, like a camp mug, which I really enjoy because it makes me feel like I could take it somewhere. It is ceramic, but I like it. I like it that it looks like a camp mug. And that's another series that I really would love to get, but we can't ever afford it. So this one I got as a Halloween gift, and it's definitely a favorite. And I actually use every portion of this one. Now, this is a multiple use one. I got it from Nightmare Before Christmas. It's the mayor. He comes with this like silicone stovepipe hat, which has a hole in the top. And I love it because I will use this mug for whenever I'm going to be making something that either needs to steep, like some tea, or when I know I won't be drinking it right away, but I'm going to still be in the house. This is not like a travel mug, but it's great because you put the hat on, and the hat really helps to keep everything warm, which is awesome. So the front side of the mug is the headpiece, back side of the mug, anger face. And so Matt always knows how I feel whenever I decide which whenever is facing out. Yeah, I'm just gonna pop it right back on there. See, yeah, pops that. I originally bought this mug in 2016 for my mom, honestly, because she thought it was really funny. And then this is now her designated mug whenever she's in town. So whenever she comes over to my house from Michigan, she comes in and takes this mug. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it. Right here, it's kind of raised. You can kind of see how bubbles out right there. So some of the seagulls here are raised. This is from Finding Nemo, which I really like because it gives a little bit of a texture when you're touching it. And this one's got a little bit of a surprise on the inside. So when you get done with it, it says mine, which I thought was kind of fun. I have one of my Snow Whites. This is actually the only this is the second Snow White. I showed you the poison apple before. So this is one of my Snow Whites. Just one bite. I like Snow White. Snow White was my first movie that I ever remember watching. And I went as Snow White when I was a kid, and I wore that costume to rags. My mom made it, and it was awesome. And I wore it from when I was like 2.5 until I was like 6. I wore it to rags. And then I wore my sister's, who was larger than me. That's why I could still fit it. But man, I loved it. Next mug is one that when I first saw it, I actually started crying. Don't judge me. It is all of the princess castles. I like it because it is subtle. It's colorful. It's got everybody in there, all the way up to Rapunzel. Mermaid and everything. But what really kind of made me cry about it was the inside. So at the top, it has Once Upon a Time, and then Happily Ever After. Now, I saw this mug just, I don't know, a few days after Matt and I went to our first wedding venue, and like everything became really real, that we were getting married, and I really fell in love with it. So of course I had to buy it because it made me think about the fact that I was finally getting my happily ever after years upon decades of not having any happy. Oh yes, I haven't even shown you any of these. Now this mug, this is my favorite mug. It is a Mary Poppins mug, which you can kind of see in the light there. It's got this beautiful like lace work. There's her umbrella, and then Mary Poppins again. And this is the handle of her umbrella. And it's this beautiful pink on the inside. It's got the feet. I'm obsessed with mugs with feet. Like they're just so unique and so cool. But this mug is my favorite right now because it's also got like a little thumb holder. So if you put in your fingers, you have a perfect place for your thumb. And that type of stuff makes me all kind of giddy. I know it's silly, but that's the thing that kind of gets me. This one was a gift, and I do love it because you can't have a mug collection without Chip. How cute is he? He's the best. And now he does have his little chip right here, but you know, safety purposes, it's been cleaned up. So his handle is indeed the nose. I don't think I've ever actually drank from this mug, because he's kind of special and feels a little weird drinking from the inside of a character like this that's fully formed. But I like him and he's cute. So we're going to get into mugs that aren't mine. These actually aren't not my mugs. These are Matt's mugs. You are going to see a theme with them. They're all Stitch. This one he got on our Disney cruise. And with the Disney cruise, we did a fish extenders, which is a mutual gift exchange. In the mutual gift exchange, we gave out a ton of stuff and we got a ton of stuff from people. And someone was nice enough to give Matt a travel mug. And this has got like a lid on it. Thermal lid, which is super, super sweet. And it was one of the coolest things, honestly. It's a great experience. If you ever go on a Disney cruise, do fish extenders. We'll eventually do a video just about fish extenders too, so you guys know what that is. Next up is one I got for Matt for Father's Day last year. And this is a Stitch coconut. So there's a little Stitch etched into the coconut here. Just nothing on the inside and Lilo and Stitch on the bottom. He likes this one a lot. He tends to use this one, but he's not a big coffee drinker, so he tends not to use all of these as much. This one is another Stitch mug. So you can see it's Stitch right there. Now this is a Disney Classic mug. It actually says Disney Classic written here at the bottom. And all of these have like some of the designs and some of the etchings and sketches of whatever is on the mug too. Yeah. They've got sketches of each of the characters on the mugs. Yeah. And then of course the character. And inside's always colored too, but I really like these mugs a lot. It's a nice big mug. It's like it's a 3-finger mug. So I really like this mug a lot. We have been searching for this mug since the moment we found out its existence. It sold out like immediately. And it was really, really difficult to find. And people are selling it online for like, I don't know. I saw it upwards of $100 for this mug. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But after a lot of searching and a lot of working on trying to get this for him, I finally was able to get him this mug. It is a Coco Hirito mug. So we have Coco on the back. And then, of course, Recuérdame, or Remember Me on the front. Now, it is tiny. It's a little mug. It's not too dissimilar to my cruise mug. This holds a little bit more, though. I'd say this holds exactly, like these hold exactly 1 cup, 8 ounces. And it's small, but it's cute. Like the inside of it is all... looks like terracotta. It is porcelain, but it does feel like terracotta. But you can hear that it's porcelain. Now we are on to mugs that are not technically Disney mugs. At least these two. They're not Disney mugs. And this one is one that I got from Harry Potter. I got it from Hogwarts back in 2010. So it's the Marauders map. They didn't really have any good mugs back then. It's the Marauders map, and it's got a little bit of everything on it. And of course, it has the I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good, which I really love. The inside is just huge. It's really, real big. Yeah, it's big. Big mug. That was to commemorate going down there in 2010. Last time we went down there in 2016, they had quite a few new mugs. Now this one, for whatever reason, nobody was looking at these mugs. Like nobody saw them. Because the moment I saw them, then suddenly there was a crowd of people. This was in the shop that you get into just outside of Gringotts Bake. Sorry, my Midwest accent changes it to Gringotts. But Gringotts Bank ride, after when you get off the ride, it kind of piles you into a store. This is inside the store, and it was hidden between books. Like there's books, a bookshelf, this shelf, tiny, tiny shelf. And then underneath it were like jackets and jerseys and stuff like that for the Hogwarts houses. But this is by far my most used and one of my most favorite mugs. It's a cauldron. Very reminiscent of my my Hocus Pocus mug. The difference is this one only has the one handle, so it's very clearly a mug that looks like a cauldron, versus this, which like, it has the feet. You can't see the feet very well on my hand. This is just a cauldron. There's really nothing on it to signify that it's anything other than a cauldron, except for the very bottom. Oops, sorry. The very bottom, it says, you know, Wizarding World of Harry Potter and everything. And I got this in Universal Studios Orlando. We've never been to the one in Hollywood. But I like it because it's the two little handles. Because for my hand, it fits my fingers exactly. So if like the coffee mug's a little bit too hot, I'll just hold it by the two fingers, or, you know, like this. But I use this mug often. It's one of my favorite mugs. Now on to things that aren't coffee mugs. So they're not really part of my collection, but they are indeed Disney mugs. And I figured I'd show you guys these so you get a, because you'll see these in the parks. These are the Souvenir mugs, specifically the alcoholic Souvenir mugs. The first is from 2010. Now this one's dusty and gross because it never has been used since 2010 and it's always ever been in storage. But this is the Food and Wine plastic mug that was a beer mug. Back in the day, this was $12 with the Souvenir mug. I think now it's $16 for the Souvenir mug with beer inside of it. So this was for the 15th anniversary of Food and Wine Festival, if you want to get an idea how old that was. Next up is from the same time period. That's the dusty grossness. A beer sign from Epcot in Germany. We also have one coming up from Norway. And this one has Akershus and Norway on it. And this one, of course, has the beer garden in Germany on it. Both of these were bought at the kiosks outside the areas. This was at the beer garden, and this one was at a kiosk just outside Norway back. No, this is, yeah, it was just before Frozen Ever After was built. So they were doing a bunch of construction. So next up is the Drink of the Day glass. I should say this is the old Drink of the Day glass for Disney Cruise Line. They've recently updated to a slightly smaller glass that's more like looks more like a tumbler rather than a hurricane glass like this. So this hurricane glass is kind of on the older side now. We just got it in February. We've used it once since. It is plastic. So this is one of the ones where on the Disney Cruise Line, if you purchase the Drink of the Day, it comes in one of these, and you purchase the glass. I think it was $15 for the first time with alcohol in it. And then it was the Drink of the Day. It was like $5 or $6 for the rest of the Drink of the Day every day if you brought this back. But you do have to carry it around with you, which is the only thing that kind of sucks about the Drink of the Day ones. Whereas the beer steins, you get a token to carry around, and you'll see why in just a second. Here is the Disney Cruise Line beer mug. It is the Souvenir mug, and I have to put that in air quotes, but because it's glass. This thing is heavy. Now, if you were to get the beer mug in by the pool area, it is plastic, but you can always turn it in for a glass one. Now, with Disney Cruise Line, they do things a little differently than the parks. So this one is a 20-ounce beer, but if you get this mug, if you purchase this mug, which this mug is $15 by itself, if you purchase this mug, it is you get an extra 4 ounces of beer in it. So this is a 20-ounce. The regular pours in the plastic glasses that they would give you that are kind of throwaway are 16 ounces. So you get the same amount for the same amount of money, you get 4 extra ounces in this thing. It was just a surprise because we didn't realize, we thought it was like this one. We thought with this one, it would be $15 for the first one. including the alcohol. No, this one is $15 and then the alcohol is on top of that. So this one for the very first drink, including alcohol, cost me $21. And this one only cost Matt $15. We didn't know that at the time. But because this is glass and so heavy, and it is really heavy, they do give you a token on the cruise line so you can exchange it in and out as many times as you want. It's kind of nice. That's it. That's my whole collection. I will be adding more to it, and I will always be adding to this because coffee mugs are my jam. I don't know why. I think it's just because they're practical and pretty, and you can find them pretty much anywhere. I do have like a laundry list of ones that I want, but we live in kind of a small apartment, so I'm running out of room to get them, which is what's keeping me from doing most of my buying on those. That and, you know, money. Because they're not cheap. Most of these mugs were purchased for $16.95, which is the normal price of the mugs. Like this was $16.95, you know. But sometimes they do have sales where they can be found as cheap as $5 for each mug, which is generally when I try to do as much of my mug purchasing as possible. For example, the Edna Mode, this guy, I got this one for I think it was $4 at the Character Warehouse. So if there's something you want and you're near an outlet store, or if you're near a even a regular Disney store, go and check out the Disney stores because sometimes they have crazy sales and they also have clearance. Sometimes they'll even have random stuff from the parks too. So it's well worth it to check out. Well, thanks so much, guys, for having a look-see on this video. I hope you liked it. If there's a mug or a thing, what do you guys collect? That's what I want to know. What do you guys collect? Do you collect mugs? Do you collect pins? Do you collect lanyards? Do you collect, I know some people who collect bags, like not just the designer bags, but just like tote bags. What do you guys collect? I want to know. Leave a comment down below on what you guys like to do, or if there was one on here that you guys really liked too. I'm always open to kind of talk shop when it comes to mugs, just like Matt is for pins. But thanks so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you on our next adventure.